Hi everybody, look who's here. Y'all see him? Look who's there. I got his wings clipped, or at least one wing, and I made sure he couldn't fly. So he just got to meet his friends like 2 minutes ago. Look at him. Isn't he handsome? Hi, Sebastion. Hi, babe. Hi, buddy. And there's your new friends. Yay! Hi, Sebastion. Hi. Look, guys. Okay, I can't see comments again. So I'm sorry. Oh, look, they're duking it out. They just met. George, be nice. Don't make me intervene. Good boy, Sebastion. Good boy. Are you enjoying that? Are you enjoying that? Yeah? Aww. Hi, Sebastion. Hi, beautiful duck. Hi. So Sebastion got his name, and he had about 5.5 days to kind of adjust to the dune location and smell and listen to the other ducks on the farm. And I had a few days to read the proper way to clip a wing. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Country Kids Chronicles. And Sebastion got a new name. So this morning we clipped a wing and then opened up inside the pink shed so he had room to fly or elevate. And once I was fairly comfortable they wouldn't get away, he got to meet his friends, and that just happened. I probably started this live within about 2 minutes of him getting to run around and meet his friends. Actually, it was interesting. I'm having more and more ducks show up. No, this is the same pond. It just has a little more water in it now. Hi, baby. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Good morning. Hi, Sebastion. Isn't he handsome? He looks really pretty with the white ones. So we have another, like a more true mallard that shows up in the morning at feeding time. And today I think he brought a female friend that was kind of spotted. She was really pretty. She was more petite and speckly. But they had stopped by for breakfast and have moved on. There he goes. Look at him. He's a happy duck. Look at it. George is like, yep. And this is Martha. She's mine. So keep your duck feet off him. Hi, Becky. I have very limited comments. I'm only seeing a handful. I'm not sure why. So if there's others of you that are commenting, so I'm not responding, it's because they're not showing up in my live feed. No news on the Texas house. I reached out to our realtor this morning to check in. And I may have, it's been so long, I may have to take a trip out there. Oh, all right, well, I'll have to do the homework on mallards. Like I said, he just stopped by for a bite to eat and took off. Look at that. That's a lot you'd want to see. Want to watch his initial interface with some of the other duckies. And there's the female that looks kind of like that female. She's inside the pink shed right now, still sitting on her eggs. Well, not just her eggs, but there was a whole bunch of old chicken eggs and stuff there, too. Thank you, Jackie. Hi, Eileen. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Okay. Ah. Yay. Okay. So I've been stressed, worried about him, wanting to make sure that I didn't hurt him. When I clipped his wings, making sure I did it properly so that he wouldn't get out and get hurt. I read that I needed to make sure that his feathers were fully grown in, because I guess if they're still getting their new feathers in, they can bleed out or risk infection. So I got myself into kind of a tizzy trying to make sure I didn't hurt him. Look at him now. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. I'm definitely a crazy lady, because I just love this little duck. You know, and he looked so tiny in the shed. I was worried he wouldn't be able to like hold his own out here, because when I just would look at him in there and then come back out here, all the other ducks look so much bigger. But when he stands up on his hind legs and stretches his wings, he's actually about the same height. Yep. And I think some of my white ones, they're I wonder if they're just, if that type of duck is just naturally a bigger, heavier duck. Because the white ones are definitely girthier, like even than George. I don't know if you can see the difference. They're standing at slightly different angles. Let's go back to Sebastion. There he is. So handsome. So, do you all know which duck is rudderless? Is he that brown one, or was he a female? He or she? Because my only males are George and now Sebastion and one of these white ones. I can't tell at this angle which one. But one of the white ones is definitely a male. Oh, I think it's that one that's really close to George. I think that one's also a male. You can kind of see his little tail feather. So that's the other male. Is that one rudderless? I may have to wait. Yeah, it's so strange that I don't see everybody's comments. Yeah. Okay. So That might be rudderless, unless rudderless was one of the other brown females. There's George. There they go swimming by. There he is. Just love his colors. Hello. Hi, Sebastion. And he's got green on his beak with his white neck. Yeah. So I clipped his white ring, or right wing, they speak English. And a couple of the instructions I found said to leave the, several of the little end long feathers, just because they look, I guess, they look nice, and he looks pretty good, actually. Hi, what do you think of your new friends? Yeah. Oh, I really wish these comments would show up. Here's these guys. Back out again so you can get a better look at the pond area, and I'll move over closer to the shed. So they have a little, I don't know if you can see, but I have a little trickle of the hose coming in on that end. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see. Here, let me try turning light on. I'll show you the... Yes, this is the very first time he's met the other ducks. I know. That's why it's such a special moment. I promised him friends, and now he has friends. Isn't that great? Oh, hi, Sandra. Well, I'll show you the fish. I don't know how long my my battery's gonna last. I've had insomnia, and when I have insomnia, sometimes my phone doesn't get charged overnight. So, but I'll definitely show you the fish. I fed them this morning, and I fed the pool fish this morning too. Yes, I know. Aww, good boy. Hi, Tracy. Yeah, I think he is a happy duck. And look, he looks like he's been accepted. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Lucy. Good morning. Now, if I go up by the fish, I warn you, my little palms are outside. And Concha will probably start barking, so we'll lose the piece at 66 Lake Road. Will be all but over. Oh, look at that, see? My clipping worked. Yep. I held him day before yesterday, just so I could kind of practice handling him gently so he didn't get hurt. Yeah, the pom-poms. And there he is. And George is giving him space. And all the other, they look pretty comfortable around him. Hey, Martha, what are you talking about? I named him Sebastion. Ah, look at these two. What are you doing, Sebastion? He's getting used to his clipped wings. I guess it's a new thing for him. There, yep. Aww. Well, I can show you a little bit of what's going on the phone, on the farm, not the phone. And he's just so cute. I can't take my eyes off him. Aww. So beautiful. No. He has an audience while he's getting used to it. His new form. I know, isn't he? Kate, so handsome. I know, I think he's happy too. Yay! Alright. You know what? I don't know what type of duck Sebastion is. Actually, technically, I don't know what kind of duck any of these ducks are. That's actually something I was gonna do when I was, had downtime and remembered that I wanted to find out. He's like, man, finally a bath. He hasn't had a bath in, well, I don't know how long, but this is the first time he's been in the pond since he came here. The Friday dance. Yeah, he is doing the Friday dance. I know. There he goes. Look how tall he is. There's a good shot of all his colors. Let's see if I can zoom in. Now George and Martha are in the foreground, so that's why they look so much bigger. They're not really any taller. Well, hello, Steinmetz Family Farm. Welcome to your farm. Sebastion got a name. The duck got a name. His name is Sebastion. And he got his right wing clipped this morning. And we got to test out his flying skills inside the pink shed, just to make sure he couldn't elevate too much. And then he got to come out, and once I saw that it worked and he wasn't going to get out, I started the lives. Yeah. So these are some of the first moments of him testing out his wing situation and meeting his new friends and swimming in the pond. And I think he's just happy to have a bath. That'll be me later today. I'll be happy to have a bath. I'm trying to get to where I can hold my arm still. There, now you can see him. I'm gonna have to start drinking decaf so I can hold the camera more still when I zoom in. There he goes. You see his right wing is, I don't know if you could see his little right wing. There, zoom in more. Okay, there's my zoom. Hi, Sebastion. Hi, Sebastion. Hi, baby. You're a beautiful duck. Welcome to the farm. Look, I have a second pond back there. No, it's not a pond. That's a watering hole. We'll call that the watering hole. Oh, look, he's going to go hobnob at the watering hole. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, his legs don't have a lot of mud on them because he was mostly just dusty. There he goes behind the shed. Darn. There he goes. There. Oh my goodness. So it looks like we're going to have a little more action around the farm this weekend. We're trying to get the last of our stuff out of our storage shed and brought over here. That's not exciting, but it'll be good to get that done because they raised the rent over there. And on Sunday we have Lauren made arrangements. We've got some Girl Scouts that are going to be coming out to do some volunteer work after goat yoga, and they're going to be taking all the garden decor and putting it in a safe place. Hi guys! Hi! Oh look, they're gonna run past me. Look, you get to see what I see. Isn't he gorgeous? You all are gorgeous. Yes, you are. You're all beautiful. Look at that. There they go. You gonna go swim again, Sebastion? There he goes. Good boy. Good boy. I know. Yep. We've all been the new guy or the new kid someplace. He's doing really well though. But like I said, maybe part of it's just the fact that we have visitors. I was saying earlier, before a number of you were able to join, that pretty much the last couple mornings when I've come out to feed them, there's a mallard or more mallard looking duck that shows up. And then today we also had a smaller female that was kind of more black and white speckled. And so they joined us for breakfast and then they left. That seems to be what they do. Yeah. Well, so Sebastion, I'll zoom in on Sebastion. That new guy with the white neck and pretty gray on the head and a little bit of green tinge on his beak. We just got him at the Kutztown auction last Saturday. So he's been kind of quarantined and just got his wings clipped this morning and came out of quarantine to meet all his new friends today. I agree. I think he looks like he's doing really great. In and out of the water. So he's pretty much behaving like all of them. They go for a little swim, and then when they get out, they stand up on their tiptoes and spread their wings out and shake like that. And they go in, they kind of do a little detail work. He's doing his detail work now. You can see if he spreads out his right wing, he still has the feathers at the very tip, but the rest of the feathers are clipped up. There he is. Yeah. I know. I haven't done the homework on the male-female ratio. We've got 6 females and 4 males. So, and we're supposed to have some colder temperatures coming up. And I'm still getting used to, you know, life on the farm, the whole like heating oil thing. So, yeah, we just dropped half a fortune on heating oil and got the tank, I think it's 3/4 full. They said not to leave the oil tank with a lot of air in it over the summer because then in the heat, that any moisture in the air can condense and it'll settle to the bottom of the fuel, and then that's how you can get a rusty tank. So we got 3/4 of a tank. I just couldn't stomach spending $1,000 on fuel. That might have made me sick. So yeah, we kept it under 4 digits. Yep. I never knew living this modestly would be this expensive. But I don't mind it when I see little guys like this. Look at that. Sebastion, are you going to look at us? Are you going to turn around so we can see your pretty face? I don't think so. Okay. Well, this little guy, he was at the auction, so I don't think they were concerned about him leaving in pairs. He was being sold as a single. Yeah. There we go. And so look at, and then you guys see all these other little birds? My friend Christy back in Texas, she's a friend through the Recycle Palms Rescue. We used to take turns babysitting each other's foster Pomeranians. She has a full-time job, but she's also a professional photographer. And she has some of the most amazing photography, including that of birds. Yeah, what isn't expensive? True. I know. My loaf of my bread is almost $10 in some stores now, because I have to eat this goofy bread to try to take care of my health. There we go. Okay. Well, Sandra's on, and I have fish, so let's just say goodbye to little duckies right now. Bye, Sebastion. I'm going to check up on you a couple times today, and we'll take a little walk up toward the farmhouse. I'm going to zoom out so I can not get you guys sick. Okay. There we go. Oh, yeah, I can show you what else I did. This was kind of cool. Sorry, I'm looking away from the camera because I wanted to make sure that the gate was shut really well. I've been taking my time, if I work on something, I've been taking my time to, salvage or take care of anything so that things can be reused if needed. And as I worked on this area, I don't know if you can see, but I've started to remove some of the panels. In fact, you remember the little low fence panels that were right here? Look, that part's all cleaned up now. I'll back up so you can see better. So there's the kidding shed, and there used to be that little, well, there was a little feeding area and then the little low fence that kind of went along there. So I got that all cleaned up, and all those extension cords that were there, I separated them, and they're all rolled up, ready to go to the Antietam farm. And these fence panels here are just, actually, they're just loose. They're just resting here. Alright, so you can see how that wiggles. So it's just kind of sitting there. That one's loose. And if we go on the other side of the kidding shed here, you see that one's just leaning against the tree this way. So as you approach the property, the pig area now, you can walk clear through it, at least on this side. See, there's the tree that fell over in the storm. And I was able to salvage that fence panel. It's leaning up against that tree. So I can configure the new area for the ducks. Get them up a little closer to the house. So that part got done anyway. Oh, there. Look who's here. My pristine little palms are not so pristine on the farm. And Sugar loves to run around on the farm. Oh my goodness, it's the cutest thing. I think you might have seen I posted earlier about her, a shot of her just running. Oh, and I need to upload it. I let Bobo run around in the grass. Look at all this. It needs to get mowed. But there's fish. So let me turn off the pond. Look how tall this grass is. Can you see? It's like up to my thigh. Sorry, guys. There. Now the bubbles will stop. I guess I might need to stop that stream too. Well, let's just, if I fall in, I'll try to throw my phone before. There. Cobweb too. Okay. Come around where I can hold still for you. Oh, it's a little murky. Can you see? There goes Concho destroying the peace. You're welcome, Sandra. Look at that. There we go. I don't know if you can see him. That water's been running for a week. Plus we had rain, I think, at least twice. Now, I fed him this week. There. Now, can you guys see them? I need a goat for the day? Or do you need a goat for the day? Sandy, are you saying I need a goat for the day? We did find a church out here, so I'm hoping that there'll be a reason for us to rent a goat for a church event. Yeah, I heard, I think there's some goat rental place not too far from here. Well, I'm definitely going to have to rent goats, because this lady's not getting goats of her own for a long time. Oh, yes, that's what I had said last weekend too. I'm going to have to rent some goats to mow the lawn. That or get the one we just bought repaired. Gosh, can you guys see the fish? I'm having a hard time seeing them in the phone. I can see them with my bare eyes, but not so much on the phone. Oh, maybe this way. You see them there? That's funny. Yeah, they are big. They're very big. I dropped my phone the other day and it's got cracks in the corner, so I can't even stick the end of it underneath the water. Yeah, they're very big. They range in length from like, I don't know, like a range of like cucumbers, like some 5-6 inch cucumbers up to some whopper cucumbers, maybe, I'm gonna guess 14-15 inches, maybe. There's a guy. Hi, buddy. I do believe they're coming toward the top a little more. Yeah, zucchinis. You're right. Cucumbers are more uniform in length. I think I was thinking zucchini, and I said cucumber. Boy, all I see is the reflection of the house. You're welcome, Christine. Oh, yeah, there they are. There's like little gnats. I hope these aren't mosquitoes. I think they are gnats, because if they were mosquitoes, I would probably have at least 5 or 6 bites by now. Well, Justin used to think that this was 10 feet deep, and it might be to the concrete edge, but the water itself is probably closer to, I don't think it's that deep. I think when Devin went down, he said he thought it was only more like 7 feet or something like that. Deep enough. Joanne says 8 feet. Yeah, could be 8 feet. See, now you guys are going to make me go inside and get my tape measure and stick it down in there so I can report back to you all the actual depth. Hi, Nancy. Until Concho barks, and then it's not so relaxing. Oh, we did. He put a pole in there. Well, he would have an 8-foot pole. Oh, look. Can you see him now? Oh, I really hope you can. All I see is the house in the camera. I showed the ducks first. The duck got his name, Sebastion, and he got his wing clipped, and we tested it inside the ping shed, and he did great. He couldn't get up off the ground. So he got to go outside, and so now he's been swimming in the pond, meeting his new friends. He and George Washington had a little moment where they had to define their relationship, and then they moved on. Well, Concho has some special needs. I'll pan to, I know you'll see Concho through the fence. You see him spitting in there? He kind of goes in circles. He has some neurological stuff. I used to say, actually, and then this little guy sitting up closer to the fence here. This is Asher. And here comes Checkers. We call him Chicken Walker because he kind of bobs his head. Hi, Check. He's an old man. Checkers is losing his hearing and sight. That's okay. We still love him very, very much. Oh, there. Look at this. There's a wild sugar bear on the deck. Hi, sugar bear. Hi, sugar. Yeah, so that's why we hear Concho. He's much better than he used to be. He's the youngest dog we have. You can see the mint is starting to grow over the pond. And there's enough. We're having to work pretty hard to keep this fresh, so let me get some of this out of here. May have just disturbed more gunk into the water, sorry. Yeah, it's very quiet. I have 7. Oh my goodness, guys. I spotted Cleo. You see her? See her little head poking up over the Bilko doors? Hi, Cleo. Hi, Cleo. Oh my goodness. You guys will have to take pictures and send them to Justin and Lauren so that Kayla can see the kitty. She brings me kitty food for her. Oh, I'm so impressed, you guys. She's being so brave. He. Cleo is their barn cat, farm cat, outdoor cat. That and all, you know, cats in the chaos of the move, she wouldn't show her little kitty face. And they were worried about her, but she started showing up again. So we've just continued to put food and water out for her. And they have one of those really large feeders. And so it was really hard to notice if she was actually ever even eating the food. And so I kind of cleaned it all up and just put a little food out at a time, daily or every 2 days, and she was eating it, and then I spotted her. Okay, Sandra, you have a good day. I'm so glad you were able to join us. Oh, there she goes. So we'll back up. I made Pam a little dizzy, so I'm gonna do my best not to do anything too herky-jerky. Well, so that was pretty much what I wanted to do, was share the fish and share the ducks. We'll go back down there. We'll see how long it lasts. Yeah, so there's the farm. Look at, you guys, can you see all the little, like the dandelions in the field? Look at that. See all the yellow? Alright, we'll go say goodbye to Sebastion, see how he's doing with his new friends. I love hearing him talk. Oh, look. Remember I told you guys there was a spotted one? It's there. Here, I'm going to try to zoom in before I get too close. It's on the water's edge on the far side. Near that mallard. You see those two? I'm going to put my hand against the tree. Sorry. That just probably made you dizzy. There, to stabilize it. There. Look. So we had 9, Sebastion makes 10, and when these two visit, we have 12. I've never seen them come by in the afternoon. They must have needed to come by for lunch. Oh, speaking of lunch, I'll try to get so that you're not looking through the fence. That little spotted thing right there. Those are our visitors that come by for breakfast and leave. Okay. All right. Well, Sebastian, Mommy loves you. I have to go inside now, okay? You're a good boy. You're a good boy, Sebastian. Have fun with your new friends. That could be Heidi. There he goes for a swim. Hanging out with his new friends. Look at that. Oh, it got blurry. Look at that. He just followed that male across. He's hanging out with the cool kids. Alright guys, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining me for a little while. And we'll follow up with more stories of Sebastion, and I'll, maybe when I get a minute, I'll post that picture of Bobo hightailing it through the grass. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye.